Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt, and welcome back to Crypto Kings. In today's video, we're going to be covering everything going on with Shiba Inu, including a tweet I think you guys are going to want to see. If you guys are ready, let's get right into it. So, what I wanted to talk about with you guys is essentially what is going on right now with the price. And obviously, you guys can see we are up around 15% on the day, and that is phenomenal. And I talked about this in my video earlier, man, but when you really zoom out and look at the big picture, compared to where we were just last month, this is unprecedented territory. Now, in regards to the recent price shift, what I wanted to cover with you guys is essentially how this sort of really extreme dip happened here all the way down to 32. Now, again, 32 is not by any means a bad price point. You know, I know a lot of people would dream of seeing Shiba Inu at 32, but what I wanted to cover is exactly how this, managed to happen. So what I'm going to show you guys here is a tweet from, of course, none other than Elon Musk. Now, what is amazing about this that I think you guys should see is how immediately, quickly, this impacted the short-term price. So, if I scroll down here, you guys can see someone actually asks him about whether or not he's holding onto any Shiba Inu. So, someone tweets him, they say, "Hey, at Elon Musk, how much SHIB are you holding?" And he responds by saying none. And this is kind of just a funny tweet exchange here. But what is amazing about this is the fact that it immediately took the price from sitting here at around, where were we, 38? Or, I mean, really we could start at the high of the run and say roughly around 40. Because I don't know exactly, in regards to time when this happened. But I would say it's definitely this red dip. And you guys could see it sends it hurtling down to 32, which thankfully does have a recovery. So all around, folks, definitely not bad. But speaking of definitely not bad, if you guys want your finances to be a little bit better, check out Webull, guys, down below in the description. It is so easy to do. Literally, all you guys gotta do is click the link, and you guys get 2 free stocks valued up to $2,300. Some people have gotten very lucky and gotten shares of Apple and Facebook and whatnot. So if you guys want to click the link down below at the top of the description, again, only if you use that link, you guys will get your free stocks. And of course, you get to support me and the channel, so I always do appreciate that, folks. But regardless, guys, definitely not a bad drop by comparison to other things. And of course, it did see a quick recovery. But it is incredible to see once again how much pull this man has over the price of Shiba Inu. Because if you guys remember, in the past, back when we look in May, what is amazing about this is if we go all the way back, you guys can see early May, really this initial SHIB surge really was a response to Elon Musk's overwhelming enthusiasm towards Dogecoin. It was a response to a lot of his, crypto activity is what really caused this surge here back in early May. So in regards to our current price right now, what we're really working with, in the end, folks, our goal is to, as best possible, become resilient to public sentiment. And again, you guys can see this period of public sentiment, which obviously ended up causing it to, shoot down, only lasted a very short period of time. And you guys can see that it has been able to chart nicely back up ever since. When we check, of course, our relative strength index, you guys can see for that fleeting moment, it actually brings it back into the norm. You guys can see it is way above what the relative strength index considers to be acceptable, and that Elon Musk tweet actually ends up sending it all the way down here into the 50s, which is really the norm for where SHIB really should be, per se. And then obviously we watch it kind of make a recovery, which right now, based off of current market conditions, it is saying that yeah, we have a little bit more room to go, and really if we wanted to stay within these boundaries, it could go to 41 or 42 without much of an issue, and that would really be considered acceptable in these current market conditions. But again, it appears, based off recent activity, of course, that you can't always trust the relative strength index 100%, because again, for basically an entire 24-hour period right here, it hung out way above what the RSI considers to be acceptable. It hung out way above 70 here, at some points pushing close to 90, and it didn't really seem to have a lot of issues. So what our question right now is that we have to ask ourselves is, where are we going to establish a new line of support? support. And I've mentioned a few of these lines in recent videos, but I definitely do think they are worth, sort of discussing. Let's say, again, and I like to do this because it really is a worst case scenario, let's say all of these gains are removed. Let's say we lose all of this. It shoots down, it never recovers, and again, that would be like if this Elon Musk tweet, dropped us down earlier and we just never saw a recovery, yada yada. Where would that be? Well, I think realistically, you could say that would be somewhere around here, somewhere around the 32.7 line. This is just a guess. Really anything close to between 32 and 33. What we could do to sort of prove this is we could obviously take a look at this and say, okay, it bounced off this sort of imaginary line, 5-6 candles here. Obviously, it bounced off it earlier today. So again, 24 hours apart, it is bouncing off of the same point. It's bouncing off the same line. You guys see we have a bounce here. You guys see we have these bounces here. So it is doing this at multiple instances, meaning that people consider from what, it looks like 32 to be a bottom. And that goes with just about any marketplace in the world. People have to find a number that they consider to be an acceptable bottom. And that can go for any crypto. If we pick any crypto on here, it could be Dogecoin, it could be anything. Let's look at Dogecoin over the past, 1 month. Let's give it 1 month. People look at, roughly a certain patch, and every time it hits that patch, you guys see it is basically getting rebought, and it appears that, the bottom they're considering is really somewhere around 22, because again, in multiple instances here at 23 cents, 22 cents, 21 cents or so, you guys see at multiple instances here, once it hits 22-ish, people are instantly buying back. The volume instantly explodes. So you could say very, conservatively here with Dogecoin that yes, the bottom is around 22. So with SHIB, our goal is to do kind of the exact same thing. So we have to, as best possible, determine where this bottom is going to be. And another way, of course, to sort of look at that is to look at the Fibonacci retracement. So you guys can see we're going to stretch everything out here a little bit. And of course, I'm going to get bombarded with trading view notifications. We're going to try it again here. Fibonacci retracement. We are going to stretch everything out just a little bit here. And when we take a look at this, what this will do is analyze the most recent runs. So you guys can see this is, of course, the very top, around 44. And then the Elon Musk tweet at the very bottom here at around 32. So what it's analyzing is saying, yeah, from this period here, from this high to this low, based off of that tweet, if we are to regain 23.6% of those losses, if we are able to, salvage 23.6% of the rise from the bottom here, you guys can see that this would be a good line to sort of, bounce off of. And obviously, when we zoom in and get an even closer picture, you guys can see that the 23.6 line, yeah, it looks like in multiple instances it is refusing to go lower than that, which is great. Again, we can look at the same thing here. We could look at the 50% line, 50% reduction from the top of these gains here, the 50% line, and say that, yeah, this is an interesting line of, potential, obviously, resistance, because, this whole period here, making that a potential period of resistance. And of course, same thing here. You could say this is a potential period of support being used at that 50% line. So the Fibonacci retracement also does kind of allow us to do that. So with that being said, guys, again, for future price, obviously there is a lot that could happen in the near future, but I would say definitely do keep a lookout, and definitely do look out for the worst case scenario. Again, I think worst case scenario for the week here, definitely around 32. So that is, again, my 2 cents. If we want to be more ambitious, we could always give us a more ambitious guess and say, this looks like a bit of a bottom here. Okay, let's make it, around 34, 35. I think that's a solid guess as well. So that's just my 2 cents. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Remember, use the Webull link, top of the description. See you all in the next one. Peace.